Laura, what is this a Goldilocks number or is this a O number?
No, I think that we all knew January was going to be a month where a lot of uncertainty because of the shutdown. There was probably holding off. You know, some of these larger orders are plans that have been in the works for a long time, but it's not surprising that it's a relatively mixed number. I think the markets remain in a little bit of a holding pattern because we've, had the payroll number that wasn't terribly good. We're still seeing some of the confidence indicators, the PMIs, the consumer confidence number is mixed. We're all still, I think, really trying to get through that sort of data blackout period due to the shutdown and wait for some real guidance. And inflation really isn't giving us much guidance. I think the Fed's been very clear. They're holding off until they see inflation data that really warrants a move, and it's going to cause, I think, us to really kind of wait for something to break on the inflation.
Matt, you and your team have done careful analysis of what you think about growth for this year for the United States, but also what you think about inflation. How do these numbers, do they fit within your model? Are they outliers? Do they make you change any of your estimates?
Well, one of the things that we focus on with the PPI report in particular is what's going on with healthcare PPI as well as financial services, because those ultimately feed into the PCE numbers. We can't see them here on the terminal, but that will be something our economists will look at. But even, looking at the headlines here, this is certainly not in line with where our economists are projecting inflation to go. We've got core PCE ending this year at 2.3%. That's up significantly from where we are. And in fact, actually, core PCE is heading in the wrong direction right now. So, from our perspective, you're going to have some upside in inflation to get the Fed interested in hiking rates again. These numbers, on the face of it, does not suggest that is happening right now.
On the flip side, I do want to point out, Laura, real quick, is that factory orders for business equipment were actually up in January by the most in 6 months. So the slower global growth, the China trade fears, not actually percolating in that data. Are we in a situation where, again, we could surprise to the upside if resolution happens, if the data is still firm enough?
I actually think that could very well happen. We all tend to get either way too pessimistic or way too optimistic. And I'm looking at the Atlanta Nowcast for the first quarter has growth at 0.3 or 0.5. I'm going to take the over on that one. I really think that our economy does develop momentum. We did get that disappointing payroll number, but overall the labor market continues to look very, very healthy. The income gains are there. The saving rate is high. I think there's a lot of room for our economy to just, settle in at a more sustainable 2% growth, but to continue to grow at a rate that maybe surprisingly some of these really big downside expectations.